Welcome to Frido. So just begin to relax, and we're going to begin with a small meditation followed by the Journey of Frido poem. So just begin to relax yourself and get settled. And if you need to move or adjust yourself at any time, feel free. And I just invite you to close your eyes and begin to observe your body sensations, your breathing, and any thoughts that may or may not come into the mind. Just gently scan through your body from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Simply observing, noticing any feelings, any sensations that may arise in any one of your body organs or parts of your body. Notice if there's any tension or any relaxation. And as you continue to breathe, you can now expand your awareness out into the room or the space that you're in. Just noticing the temperature of the air on your skin and any sounds around. Just continuing to breathe comfortably as your awareness expands out into the town that you live in or your surrounding area. Just observing how that feels. As your attention expands further still out into the world, into the whole world, noticing the atmosphere, the feelings in the world, with all its people, animals, plants, different races and religions, different age groups, physical abilities, different cultures. Just noticing and observing the world. Maybe your attention goes to one particular country or culture, or perhaps nothing, just a feeling. And as you continue to breathe comfortably, expand your awareness now out into the universe, the infinite universe of ever-ending space. Just notice the atmosphere, the energy of the universe. And you can just float around for a while. You can float around the universe as long as you want. Notice how that feels. Maybe you'll go somewhere, or maybe you'll stay in one place. And when you're ready, in your own time, you can gently begin your journey back into the world, back into the town, back into your space, and finally returning back into your body. once again noticing your breathing, noticing any thoughts, and noticing any body sensations. And while you're in this particular state, I'm going to read out the Friedo Journey. It's a poem, The Journey of Friedo. Something stirs from deep inside. It twists and turns 1,000 times. It pulls and stretches into shape. A figure shows and moves around. A hand supports it from below until it feels and begins to grow. Building blocks are put in place until the figure is nice and safe. The figure starts to create its own, from light and darkness, vibrating tone. Birth and death begin to rise. The figure splits to compromise. The figure then creates some space. Now life and death begin their race, until the space has found a way to stabilize and have its say. Space creates a home for all, the separation of large and small, of water, fire, earth and air, weight and lightness, cold and brightness, pain and sorrow, love and joy. Out of this space comes girl and boy. The figure has journeyed through time and space, feeling as though it has won the race, looking around only to find a universe of an amazing kind. The training's been tough, it's been testing and rough. The figure is ready, it's complete and steady. Back to the source, the figure must run, for now the journey has just begun. Hey, welcome to Space Embrace, and here she is. She's the goddess of Friedo. There she is. She's like built into the mountain, because Friedo's journey through the mountain, and Friedo's kind of having a little break and a rest, being nurtured by the female divine goddess. So she's very beautiful. You can see this character actually represents the male part of Friedo, and the goddess represents the female part. And the male part is having a rest, because it's like in life, sometimes our masculine is doing a lot of work in life and it's getting tired. So it needs to balance with the female, with the love and nurture and having space and time to kind of relax a bit more and just enjoy things that we love. It's the third chakra, so it's kind of the little yellow triangle at the bottom. So this represents the solar plexus. It's how we present ourselves in life. It's our brand, if you like. So it's kind of our brand. It's like who we are. If you look at people who are very successful, they've got a strong brand. You know, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, you know, Alan Sugar, you know, whoever, Robbie Williams, all these kind of famous characters, Tom Cruise, Angelina Jolie, they've got a particular brand, that you don't mix them up. They're not kind of suddenly one moment you're confused who they are because they're acting like someone else. They're very clearly acting who they are. Mother Teresa didn't act like a businesswoman. She never looked like a businesswoman. She was always herself, although she was very successful in what she did. So this is all about really matching our actions and our acting and behaviour with who we are. So we're matching ourselves, our true self. We're expressing exactly who we are. We're not trying to be someone we're not. If you like me, I like to be relaxed and a bit unshaven. So it wouldn't suit me dressing up in a suit and clean shave to do this webinar. It wouldn't suit me to have a fancy studio or fancy background. This is me, this is my style, and it suits me, it works for me. So this is all about this, finding yourself and expressing in your life actually who you are. It's very powerful, it's very empowering. It's part of the empowerment family in Frido. So it's about really being confident in who we are. So I welcome you to close your eyes, have a little relax. I'm going to read the card out to you today, the journey. So this is the divine feminine that can guide you into your heart. She has the ability to create a loving space for all. She knows how to take gentle care of herself and others. A mother nurtures us with food, love and care. She demonstrates power of softness and open heart, for she has nothing to fear. Find this female energy in your heart. Feel what it is guiding you towards. This is your divine feminine. She is the ultimate mother, daughter, sister, aunt, friend, neighbour, wife and lover. She holds space for all who enter. All are welcome in her home. She has compassion and empathy, expressing this through her love and light, her words soothing, her touch nurturing, and her presence healing. She gives herself to all, knowing we are all connected, we are all oneness, created from the same seed, no matter what colour or creed, what culture or religion, boy or girl, animal or plant, all are given the same love as one another. Judgment or jealousy doesn't exist here, as there is no expectation of anything. She trusts in her being and all beings. Love is her power, and through love she attracts everything she needs to fill her heart and keep sharing the love. Our hearts are full of loving empathy. Connect to your divine feminine power. Rest your hand on your heart and feel her deep inside. Think about what she would do, how she would act in your life. So when you're ready, take your time as long as you need. You can gently come back and continue our journey together. So what we're going to do is you're going to think of some elements, meaning when I say elements, they're just things. Let's say people in this case. So think of some people that can represent your symbol. So maybe if you've chosen your symbol of word is love, who represents love in your life? Would it be your grandmother? These could be people who are dead or alive. They could be fictional or non-fictional. It could be maybe your word is strength. You might pick Superman, or Hercules, or just somebody who's got a lot of who's a great role model for strength. So you're looking for role models. You might like them, you might not like them. It doesn't matter who, but just a role model, somebody who's really good at the word you've chosen. Are they really good with money? If you've chosen money, are they fantastic businessmen or women? Are they very rich? It could be the Queen if you've chosen money, or something like this. Or maybe you've chosen clarity. So think about who in your life is very clear. Who have you ever met? Maybe it's somebody from a book you've read and they've got great clarity. So take your time, and if you've got 1 or 2 or 3 people you could choose from, that's great. If you've only got 1, that's fine. And then out of the ones you've chosen, choose the one you like the most. You like them the most, you've got the most respect for in some way. Don't worry if you don't like them, but the one you kind of like the most out of the ones you've chosen. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do an acting. It's a role play, so it's kind of a psychodrama role play. So there's a lot of power in acting how we want to be. So to begin with, we've got to kind of pretend. So if I want to be a gangster, to begin with, if I've never been a gangster before, I'm not very good at being a gangster, I need to pretend. Stop with, hey boy, hey, stick 'em up. See, I'm not a very good gangster. So we've got to start acting and pretending to begin with. All right, fake it till you make it. That's kind of a famous saying that runs through this particular family in Frido. It's about and it's not. It's true. It works. Faking it before you make it can do it. It gives you kind of this confidence, and it also gives you a way to practice. How can you be loving if you've never been loving? If you don't know what it's like to be loving, you don't know how to express that. So we start acting. So we're going to do this acting role play exercise, a meditation I call it. So you've got to pretend you are this person. So take your time, spend as long as you need. It's like an actor on the stage and he's been given a role. It's like, here, you've got to be love or you've got to be money. And the actor's got to think, okay, how can I be this? And start exploring how that feels. How would that person move? If I want to be a gangster, if I want to be someone particular famous, how would they talk? How would they sit? So have a think about the person you've chosen. Start to kind of tune into how they would sit, how they would feel. And while you're in this kind of acting mode, just become this person. You're not you anymore. You're this person. And answer some of these questions I'm going to ask. So like, who are you? Right, you're going to answer. You're not going to say who are you. You're going to who your role model is, who the symbol is you've chosen to be, who you're acting like, who you're acting as right now. So answer that question. And then how do you feel? How does this person feel? So have a feel into it. What would you say? What would this person say? And then once you've done that, it's like, well, what are your abilities? So express your abilities. What are you really good at doing? What makes you so cool and great at what you do? And then I'll ask you, like, how do you view life? What's your attitude to life? Your attitude to people? Again, answer it as this person. Really try not to answer it as yourself, just as this person would do. And, what advice would you give somebody? So someone coming to you, asking for some advice from you about anything, about the subject, about what you're good at. It's like, what advice would you give them? What's the best piece of guidance could you give them? And in particular, what advice would you give to the real you? The person who's acting as you. It's like the you. What advice would you give them in their life in particular? And then just check in after you've done that. Is there anything else you want to share as this person? So take your time and just check in. Is there anything else you want to say or share? This can be very random. So just have a little check in for 5 minutes. Be this person, have a look around, start thinking like this person and acting like them, and kind of just have a little feel. Anything else you want to express. And then once you're done, just take a few deep breaths, give yourself a little shake out and come back to yourself and check in. Like, how do you feel about that experience? What was that like for you? What came up for you? Is there anything you want to kind of share? Spend a few minutes thinking about, is there anything that came up for me? Any realizations, any connections, and any thoughts? And then when you're ready, we're going to do the body activation for this. We're going to bring that energy into the body more. So again, you're going to act like now you've already acted like the person. You can kind of tune back into that again, and you can kind of just start acting like them again. So we're going to go back into the acting, but this time we're going to be doing physical movement. So once you've tuned into them again and you kind of think, yeah, I'm this person again, I'm acting like them. It's like, now I'm going to have a walk. I'm going to walk while being them. I'm going to listen. I'm going to dance. I'm going to move. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to cry. I might jump. I might sit down. So you're kind of moving. You're doing different actions. Looking around, spinning around, jumping around, sitting quietly as this person. So what's it like acting like this person, doing all these things? And spend sort of 5 minutes or 10 minutes doing this. So this really helps to embody this particular energy this person has that you want. It's not going to be them, but it's going to be your version, your understanding of their energy, because they're holding a key for you right now. So it's like stepping into their shoes for some time. So spend 5 or 10 minutes and then come back, and we're going to finish with a ritual. So the ritual I call space dance. The reason why dance is like the dance of the goddess, like the goddess, the divine feminine, the energy of the divine feminine is like, it's light, it's soft, it's dance. It can be very powerful as well. It can be soft but powerful. Softness doesn't mean weak, far from it. So and just kind of, again, tune in. It's a ritual, so you don't need to tune in to your symbol. You just do this as yourself. So the activation is dance. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's really nice to kind of dance. A lot of people do dance as a therapy, or they go to dance regularly. And so the difference here is you're doing just your own style. So you're not following a particular style. You're just doing it yourself. If you want to just kind of be in bed at night and you might just rock in your head. But the dance has a quality. It kind of has some kind of rhythm and kind of some kind of flow. You can do a slow dance, or you can do a fast dance, a crazy dance, or kind of a gentle dance flowing. So it's just movement. It gets this movement happening in the body cells that's so creative. This movement of flow and rhythm is creative, and it can create so many things. It can play with resistance. It can kind of play with flow and harmony. It's a beautiful energy. So spend I would do this every day, or at least once or twice a week. It doesn't matter how long for. So you can do it anywhere. You can even be in a train. You can just be gently dancing with your head or your fingers. Don't limit it. You don't need to stand up and dance with your whole body. You could just do one. You could dance with one finger. What it does is, even though you're dancing with one finger, it's actually affecting the whole body. The whole body's connected right now. So you're kind of stimulating the energy of this dance through the body. It's very powerful. So I would encourage you to do that. That's really nice. In Frido, we've also developed toys. So they're kind of Frido toys. You can work with the rituals. So we've got some beautiful space goddess essences that I would normally say spray around the room. So you're in that energy, because the plants essences that we use kind of connect to this energy of the goddess and the dance energy. So it's very beautiful. So finally, put your learning down, your learning affirmation. So think about, summarize the main key learning for you today from this journey. Have a think about what you've learned today, summarize it, and then shorten that summary into a shorter summary. So condense that learning into like a short sentence of like 4 or 5 words. Take all the words you don't need out of that sentence once you've created it, to capture the essence of your learning. You don't need to have a huge sentence. It's actually not good to have too many things in that sentence. Something that just encapsulates what you've learned, something you can remember easily. And then once you've got that, we're going to turn that into an affirmation of like 2 to 4 words. That's all. So it's going to be something like, if you've been working with, confidence, and you feel like through the journey today, you've learned by, when I act confident, I feel confident. And then you want to shorten that to something like, acting confident feels confident. And then you want to kind of condense that even more into an affirmation, which sounds more like, I am confident, I'm confidence. So that's what you're turning it into. Something short, something which is includes you, and you're already doing it. I'm confident. It's not even I will be confident or I seek confidence. It's like I am confident. So see if you can get that anyway as close as you can. And then finally, give yourself a way to test what you've learnt. So I am confident. So what can I do in my life tomorrow, today, next week, that I can demonstrate something specific, a specific action that I can go and do. So I am confident. So one of my actions, I might go outside today and scream up into the sky, I am confident, in the top of my voice. Or there might be something I need to face. Maybe I need to speak to my boss and ask for a raise, or speak to my partner and confront them with something. So it's like that would prove to me that I'm confident. I'm going to kind of test myself. Don't worry if you can't do it, but just try and test yourself. If it's too difficult and you can't do it, then go and find something simpler. And this will help to validate all your learning today. It will put it into kind of a groundedness into the body. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you soon, and keep living the dream.